Peter Anderson. All right, but I do want to say let's open up the phone lines. Um and it's 352-519-0608. Open up the phone lines. Let me grab this here. All right. I'm gonna pull up a few things here. Let's see here. Peter Anderson.
Do you remember the time? Remember the time? Remember the time?
All right, we're gonna take a brief intermission. Let's listen to some music. Let me get some stuff situated, and then we can get back to it, okay? Before my brother decided to cut his dreadlocks, Sanford and Son, think of how much I love Red Fox. Realize things are old can inspire. Lost gold can be found, thrown into the fire, then taken out and reshaped to be admired. Lost treasure when it's found can be desired. Here lies a treasure inside for one higher, for the number one best gift giving supplier. I can do this all night. I could pull an all-nighter. 3 times NBA jam, I'm on fire. Keep the momentum, my points be much higher. My intellectual thoughts, my EDUs much higher. My CPUs, algorithms way more desire. So like Jamaicans, I'm gonna give you more fire. Yeah, while y'all waiting, y'all go ahead. I have an album out called MTV Sundays. Go support the music. listen to it. You don't have to purchase it. Just listen. Go on YouTube Music, anywhere where music is streaming, and go listen to it. A lot of the people, the features that I have are people from Camden County, so local. They're local talent. So go listen to it.
Now my music is played all over. I remember I was the guy on the sideline, waiting on the most high to give me a cosign. Now I have a cosign, but I didn't know time. Now I have a known time, so nobody blow my high in the sky. It is where I fly, where dreams come true and negativity dies. Stay united, we can fly the friendly skies. And my Angelou haters with still I rise. Shoot flies, please don't bother me. I'm on this mountain, climbing to the peak. I'm on a 3D rosy rose, winning streak. And ever since the trade, I felt I could do anything. Remember, 25th of December, and is we ever gonna get it together? This is to my people, this is just to my people. Are we gonna make them make us their equal? Do you remember? All those nights, we will march in the street for our rights. Do you remember? Now can you see? When it's all said and done, you will remember me. When you didn't care much about me, no. When you didn't want to hear or play my music. When you didn't really want to listen to. Now my music is played all over.
Remember the time. Remember the time. Remember the time. Remember the time.
I've been influenced by this music, trying my hardest not to abuse it. Being a good steward is what I'm doing, but making bad decisions can qualify me to lose it. I got the juice, and my words got influence. That's power I'm holding, and
All right. I don't see the phone lines buzzing. I don't see anybody coming through on the phone lines. I just I had to fix it. I had it on do not disturb mode, so no phone lines were coming in. So if you guys were calling in for a minute there, it was on do not disturb, so you would get my voicemail for the show. So let's see here. I want to address some of the things that I was saying online. So I'm just pulling up some information here online. One thing I was saying is that I get very tired of texting all day. I don't get paid to be anybody's researcher. I don't sit here and just say, oh, let me research and re-answer the same question, 20 different times. I don't do that. A lot of people say, well, prove to us, what you're saying is true. And I do from time to time. But a lot of times people address me, and I'm in different groups, and a lot of times people address me, and we go back and forth. And I get tired of texting because I start repeating myself multiple times. So a lot of times I will go copy what I said to somebody else, read what I said to somebody else, read what somebody commented, and then I will say, oh, okay, they're pretty much asking or saying the same thing, so let me repost it. And then I copy and paste what I already said to somebody else, and they get upset. They're like, oh, you just going to copy and paste this, and you're not hearing what I'm saying, or you're not reading what I'm saying? I say, yeah, I read what you were saying, but it's pretty much the same answer, so why keep retyping it? And then they get mad. People get mad at that, and they demand me to, I guess, respect them asking me a question that they can go to Google and find for themselves. And I'm like, I don't get paid for this. You don't pay me to be a researcher for you. You can go research it yourself. We have Google. You can go to Google University. You just go to any web browser and type in google.com, and it will bring you to this place called Google University. And at Google University, you can just type in any question, and it will give you some answers. it's like having a cheat sheet to every test. If you go to Google University, everybody can have access to information and educate themselves on things. So, I just like I use Google University, you guys could use Google University as well. So I want to also address um, people saying that I don't care because I don't comment back to them. First of all, I'm tired of texting you guys on Facebook. It's very tiresome. I was off today from my regular 9 to 5, and I decided to, spend some time on Facebook extra than I normally do during the week. And I took from 7 o'clock in the morning to about 10:30. I was texting people for 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours of my time gone. I told myself, okay, I'm gonna stop at 10. Then it got about 10:30, and I was like, and I'm still not gonna stop. So I was like, no, I'm gonna stop. And people was like, oh, you don't care. You don't care to answer my question. I said, no, I've been texting for 3.5 hours. When you could have wait to this time when I'm having my show, and don't be scared. Don't don't be afraid. Call in, ask that same question. I can address it in 2 minutes. Instead of me, I don't have time for that. I'm wasting my time if I call in your show. I don't have time to call in your show because I'll be just wasting my time talking to you. You're wasting your time texting me on Facebook right now. You're spending about an hour waiting for my response time, and you're going back and forth and writing whole monologues. The person knows who I'm talking to. Is one particular person that I'm really talking to, but multiple people do it. They write whole monologues for me to read and then say, you better answer me right now. And they get mad when I don't answer them right then and there. I'm like, oh, I have a life. Sorry. I have a life. I have hobbies. I do other things. I don't just do Facebook. I do other things. I have a life. The reason why I took off today, I had a follow-up doctor's appointment. Everything's good. I have a clear bill of health. I'm very healthy. Very healthy. The doctor said I don't got nothing to worry about you. She said, Peter, you need to go on the keto diet. So I'm on the keto diet, and I'm trying that out because I've been doing other diets. But she said you need to try the keto diet. That might, your body's developing a little bit bad cholesterol, but you're eating right. So I don't know why it's doing that. So let me try the keto diet. That might help out a little bit, but it's nothing to worry about. So she said, hey, see me in a year. Do your yearly checkup. See you next year. I'm good. So that's why I was off today. So I took my free time that I had to answer some of you guys' questions. And then you're going to say, I don't care because I didn't get to every question. When people start, getting a lot of people to respond to them, they don't have time they don't have all this time to take to answer every single question. You have people that have hundreds, thousands of subscribers, and they're not going to sit there and answer and spend 3.5 hours answering questions. That's ludicrous. But I do it. Why? Because I care. I don't have that many subscribers, but I do have a lot. I spend a lot of time answering questions. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to answer questions that I want to answer, and then there's going to be some questions that I don't want to answer. And I'm going to say, if I think that I'm going to spend too much time answering the question, or you're going to misunderstand me through text, then I'm going to say, hold that question. I would love to answer that question, but remember that this post, and I can address it on the show. So I want to take some time. My show is not that long. I can cut it down to about an hour. Sometimes if it gets good, it goes to hour 15, hour and a half, the latest. So, but I want to go through some of these things, and I want to address some of these posts. And I'm going to read some other comments that people comment too that I thought were very interesting, and I'm going to address it. Even though they're scared to come on here and address it and ask me, I'm going to address it myself. So let's go in here. I'm in the group right now, looking through here. All right, so let's see here. All right. I should try this other group here. This other group is all It's a lot going on in this other group that I'm in. Hold on, real quick. All right. All right, so I'm in the group that I want to be in here. Y'all guys comment how y'all feeling tonight. How's everything going tonight? Like I said, I'm not gonna be before you long. Like I said, I usually extend the show longer if I'm in a good conversation. But let me see here. You know what? Let's do it like this. Supposed to be able to see. Okay. Go back. It's not like the phone. I'm searching online on the computer. It's not like your phone where you can click and see posts that you've originally got. So I'm scrolling through real quick. I'm gonna catch it real quick. Okay. All right, I don't want to address that one. Let me see here. All right. All right. So I said, there's one thing I wanted. There's a post that says, I posted this. It says, people in this group don't like to read, but still think they know everything. And Josh House says he's scared to call in too. I called them out. I've called their number, but they ain't say nothing. He said people can be educated in a topic and disagree with you. I'm not sure what qualifies you to know everything. I don't know everything, but guess what? I know things that are black, and I know things that are about racial disparities because I'm very versed in that because I did what I do what I read. That's why I read. You know what qualifies me for knowing something is knowing it by reading it, by reading and research. A lot of people have a preconceived notion of things and say, "Oh, this is what it is because this is what I think it is," but didn't read anything about it. Like I know how spaceships work, but I didn't read anything about it, and I think this is how it works. No. It's the difference between somebody that reads about how spaceships work and the difference between somebody that thinks they know what spaceships work because they just thought this is how it goes on in their mind. It's totally different things. So yeah, let's see here. Let's see. I just got a bing in my ear. Hold on, let me see here. Trying to just comment on my post here. Let me take a look here. Oh, it's an update on the Huffman Post. Let me go back. But yeah, so it's a difference between somebody that actually knows, as because they read, and they read, to the difference between somebody that say, "Oh, I think this is what it is," or "This is what somebody told me." It's like there's a lot of preconceived notions. Even when I was, you learned the basics, quote unquote basics in grade school, what things are. And as we know, historically, we've been lied to, and that's all right. We should know that if you don't know that we as a people in America have been historically lied to in our schools, in our public school system, then we don't even need to have a discussion. If you don't even understand that concept, like Christopher Columbus discovered America, that's a lie. How Thanksgiving happened, that's a lie. How the Native Americans, how the relationships between the white people that came to colonize this land and the Native Americans, that's a lie. The way slavery was taught in school, that was a lie. There's so many lies that we all should already know. So if you don't even know that foundation, there's no discussion here because you don't read. that's you were told that in school and you went with it, and there's no other outside learning from there. That's it. You didn't do no self-learning or teaching yourself something when we have all this access to all this information, and you just coming on here thinking, oh, because I was told this, my teacher told me this in school, so I'm going to stay right there. So you pretty much have a brain of a high schooler and going to say, hey, I don't have no extra learning, but my brain from high school is smarter than you, that person that reads. That's just, you see how that sounds ridiculous? It's ridiculous. All right, so let me see here. Let me read this other thing. I called him out. I called a few people out on some of these groups to tell them to come online. Oh, I'm going to waste my time talking to you, Peter, because you're going to twist my words. One guy was afraid of being canceled, and somebody said this guy named Billy was afraid of being canceled because of cancel culture. And then one lady said, you don't have nothing to cancel. You're a nobody. You don't have anything to cancel. Why you being afraid of being canceled? You don't have no show. You're a nobody. Who's gonna cancel you? Which I thought was really funny, as you could tell. All right, let's see here. That's another post. I don't want to address that. I'd rather let somebody call in and address that. I wrote a post here and it says, let me view this other comment. I said, people don't realize that I'm not trying to make white people feel bad. I'm trying to make white people mad, but mad with passion enough to do something towards positive change. I want you to get mad. I want white people to get mad. Not with me, because then that would be the wrong thing to do, because I didn't create racism. I didn't create facts. I didn't create facts. I just share facts. I'm not trying to make white people feel bad. I'm trying to get them mad enough and get passionate enough to go towards positive change. You know, and I say that because any change that has been happening, any foundation, anything that really came about is about somebody getting upset, getting mad, and say, you know what, I need to make a change, so I'm going to start a nonprofit organization to do something. Just like, you know, people that are saving the planet, they saw that the pollution, they saw that people were littering and they saw all this, and they didn't say, oh, well, let me just start a nonprofit organization to combat all that. No, they got upset. They were like, I can't believe people are so crazy and pollution is crazy, and so they want to save the earth. So they get upset and then they start a nonprofit organization. They get passionate enough and they say, you know what, this makes me mad, so let me change it. They get mad enough to positive change. And that's what I'm trying to do towards white people. Not only am I trying to give them positive change, look, white people are out here losing jobs because they look racist. That's a thing. White people just look racist and they losing their jobs. So if you come to my show, I'm going to show white people how to not look racist. And in turn, they could take those tools, apply it to their lives, and not be racist. And then guess what they can do? They won't have to fear about accidentally looking racist if they're not racist, but, you know, How do you tell that somebody's racist? Because they do something that looks racist or that is racist. And that's why people call them racist. It's not like they just woke up one morning and then said you're canceled because you woke up. No, you did something that was racist or looked racist. And that's why people called you racist. Like, I'm trying to show you how to not accidentally do anything that looks racist. I'm really trying to help the situation. I want to show you that I care enough to ally with you and to say, hey, look, don't do that because you're going to look racist. And then you get canceled and lose your career all because you want to be prideful and say, oh, no, that's not racist. And then I say, okay, I warned you. I told you that looks racist, but you go keep doing it anyways. Okay, go ahead. Continue on. Continue on, sir. Continue on, ma'am. So that's what I really want to do. I want to help people. And actually, in that, I can create allies with people that are anti-racist, and they become anti-racist and want to stop racism. And they get mad enough and want to say, man, this is messed up. Let me do more about it. That's all I want you to get. I want you to get mad. If you get mad at me, you're getting mad at the wrong thing, because I didn't create racism and I didn't create facts. I just share facts. Okay? So let's go to another comment here. Let's see here. Here. All right, let's see here. All right. Okay. Somebody hit this guy on here. I do want to address it. I'm going to address it because I didn't want to address it, but I am going to address it to clear up. Because like I said, I don't like texting, because texting and commenting on a post, you might misunderstand, or something might autocorrect what I say. And I'm like, this is a word. Why are you autocorrecting it? And I'm sitting there hitting it. And sometimes I'm not thinking, because I'm thinking about my thought as I'm messing, and I might hit something. It's very rare that happens, but it does happen. And so I do want to address this, because this one guy named Billy O'Neill, I definitely I'm gonna call out some people. I'm gonna call out some people, because this is public. People, people can see this regardless. I can share this outside of this group. So I told him to call in and challenge me, because he said that I'm a homophobe, I'm a racist, I'm a homophobe, and narcissist. I'm a trifecta. So I'm racist now, because I call out racism and I talk about racism to make people aware of what's going on around them in the world, according with race relations. But I'm a racist. I'm a homophobe, because I addressed somebody that in the group that said that they were gay, and they try to make it seem like being gay and being black is the same thing, which is weird. And then to come to find out, I found out later that y'all guys might need to check on her, because I think she's going through mental stuff. I don't know, but yeah, he said I'm a homophobe, and I want to address that. And he said I'm a narcissist. Okay. Well, people don't realize what a narcissist is. A narcissist lacks empathy. I don't lack empathy at all. When I hear something that's sad, and somebody says, "Oh, I experienced this in my life," and I say, "Oh, no, I do. I'm sorry that you experienced that. I really am." A narcissist will say, "Well, get over it." Well, forget all that. I don't care about that. Good for you. That's a narcissist. A narcissist wouldn't say, if you are a true narcissist, you wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm sorry you went through that. That's terrible." That's called empathy. A narcissist can't show empathy. If you're a narcissist, you'll be like, "Get over that. So what?" That's a narcissist. I might have some traits of, when I stick to my point, I have a point and I stick to it. Narcissists do that. But narcissists also lack empathy. I show empathy all the time. Reason why I do this podcast. You know why? Because I want to help out. Because I see people who losing their jobs because they look racist. And I'm not saying that they are. They might be. I mean, I guess racism is in the eye of the beholder. I guess. Whatever. But I care. I took 3 hours, more than 3 hours today of my time, my free time, where I could be doing other things, catching up on shows that I like to watch. I like a lot of shows. I watch a lot of TV shows. I watch a lot of movies and all that. There's a lot of stuff that came on Netflix that I want to catch up on, but instead of doing that, I was spending over 3 hours texting people and commenting, and then I was like, no, I'm done. I gotta take time for myself and like detox my brain because it's a lot on my brain. So, but I do want to address his homophobe comment to me, and I'm very serious about this. I wasn't going to address it, but I am, because I went across it and I'm going to address it. And let's be clear. A lady on Facebook, she has a wife, and she was trying to say, so what? She was kind of narcissistic. She was a narcissist, because she was like, so what? I'm tired of hearing black people this, black people that. Get over it. Hold on. Is that a chime on my Zoom meeting? I think that's what it is. I didn't even check that. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Okay. I was just getting the updates on my Zoom meeting. There's nothing going on here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was just getting an update. But yeah, I do want to address this. It was a lady on one of the Facebook groups, and she was saying that being black and gay is the same thing, the same struggle. And I respectfully disagree. And I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. And what I was saying, he was trying to say, "Oh, you're a homophobe," and I was like, "That has nothing to do with homophobia." I don't know if you know that word, what that word actually means. Yeah. But he was saying that. I was saying this. I was saying that the reason why I say that it's two different things. And if she would have called in, I would have just asked her a few questions. But I think she was a little off the hinges. She started talking about how police flopped their bodies on her car and stuff. And I found out later on that she was a neighbor to somebody else, and she's just off the hinges. I don't know if she has a drinking problem or a mental stability problem. I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. But I do want to address this. I don't know what it's like to be gay, or in the LGBT community, but I know what it's like to be black. So I'm going to talk from that standpoint. When I was born, I didn't have a chance to let people know that I'm black. As soon as I step out of my mother's womb into this plane of existence on this side of my mother's womb, they knew that I was black. When I was taking my first steps, they knew I was black. Going to grade school, the teachers and people around me knew that I was black. I couldn't find my blackness and become black and then say, you know what, when I'm ready, let me tell people that I'm black. When I'm ready, or when I feel comfortable enough, or when I'm not ready, but I need to do this because I need to overcome this, then I can all of a sudden tell people that I'm black. You see where I'm going with this? It's not the same. When you start, somebody's sexual orientation is different from somebody's skin color. When you're born, you're that skin color. There's no prepping yourself to tell people that you're that skin color. There's no, hey, as soon as I walk out the house and say if a neighbor down the street sees me walk out my house, they look, oh, that's a black man. They don't, if in the LGBT community, oh, that's a gay person. You know, you got to know that person, and that person, then you be like, oh, okay, you're married to, you have, there's two, you're married, the woman is married to the other woman. Okay, cool, all right. Then you kind of know, then from that standpoint, or when you know, when you start discovering your sexuality or discovering yourself, you get an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm not ready to tell my parents, but I want to tell my close friends. And then when I'm ready enough, I tell my family. And I know that's hard. Like I said, they both are struggles, but they're not the same struggle. I can't prep people to know that I'm black. Like, it's ready or not, I'm black. It's, you know, when you're talking about your sexual orientation, you got to really say, hey, this is my sexual orientation. This is who I am. You got to tell people that. You can prepare for that. You can actually look into the mirror and prepare a speech or do whatever to get people ready, or to get yourself ready and psyched out to tell people that you're part of the LGBT community. When I was born, I couldn't prepare anybody for me being black. I was just black. They saw it. It's a descriptive term. One is a sexual orientation, and the other one is a descriptive term. When we're talking about sexual orientation, there's the whole other things you can talk about when it comes to that. But as far as a descriptive term, which is the color of somebody's skin, to somebody being part of the LGBT community, or gay, because she identified she was gay. Those are two different things. And I respectfully disagree that it's the same thing. They're both struggles, and I'm down for the struggles. And I respect everybody's struggles, but it's not the same thing. It's not no civil rights movement. It's not the same as the black civil rights movement. No, there are some things that, you know, the LGBT community can get because of the black civil rights movement, but it's still not the same struggle. So I respectfully disagreed with her. She was just like, I'm tired of black people, black men and women talking about they have it bad. I have it bad too as a gay person. I was like, okay, I get that. Now, what does that have to do with being black or being white? So, today I just wanted to address that. I hope that clears it up for you. They're both struggles, but they're not the same thing. One is a descriptive term, a visual descriptive term. The other one is a descriptive term in sexual orientation. So, yeah, I just want to leave that there. So he was trying to call me because I was addressing her. I guess I'm not supposed to address another person, because, and that makes me a homophobe because they're gay. I can address gay people too. They're people too. They're not no one different than me and you. They both breathe the same air. They both put on their pants one leg at a time. Like, I don't know. He was just trying to call me out, and then I called him out to tell him to call, but he was scared to call in. But yeah, that's Billy O'Neal. So if y'all see him, give him a shout out. Tag him in this post. Let's see here. Let me go to one more comment that I want to address. I'm just scrolling through here now, so let's see here. Okay. I already talked about that. I do want to give a shout out though. Let me take the time to give a shout out because a lot of people give me bad flack about what's been going on, about how my approach to things. And first of all, I do want to address my approach to things. I've developed my approach to things over time. Um, I'm very straightforward. I don't do well with BS. Everybody shouldn't do well with BS because BS is BS. But I don't. I really don't do well with BS. So I'm gonna be very straightforward, and I'm gonna call you out on your BS, and I'm not gonna let up from calling you out on your BS just so you can feel better, just so you can feel good about your BS, trying to make your BS true or something. I'm not gonna let up on that. Um, so I have an issue um with people addressing how I do things. First of all, I've been on Facebook doing this kind of talk with different groups since 2018. Um, Not only have I been doing it since 2018, I've been active in the community since 2019 as an activist. So people say, "Oh, you're a self-dubbed activist." I'm not a self-dubbed activist. I'm an activist because I really be out there in the street. So and organize protests and things like that. So I've been in meetings, private meetings with community leaders talking about ways to change and affect the community. Um, and I developed my own style, and everybody has their own lane. Certain people can't do what I do, and I can't do what certain people do. But I know that this way that I'm doing is the most effective way. People want me to sing Kumbaya and hold hands to make white people feel good about something, and that's not gonna make real change. Singing Kumbaya and holding hands and walking down the street is not gonna. It's good for optics. It actually gives the illusion of change when there's not change. Um, it makes us think that we're united, but we're not united. Um, that's why it was a shock to a lot of white people. They were like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that black people felt like this." It was a shock because the whole time when we trying to tell y'all stuff, y'all trying to say, "No, let's sing Kumbaya." So we decided to say, "Okay, white people want to sing Kumbaya. Let's go ahead and say Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya." See, you sing, so we start singing Kumbaya. So you think, "Okay, yeah, we united." No, we never was. We trying to tell you we've been trying to have this conversation with white people, but they didn't want to have it. They weren't ready. So they kept pushing back the inevitable. And then so one day on Facebook, I said, "Hey, we're going to have this discuss about race relations in America and in our county, whether white people are ready or not." And people didn't like that because white people don't like feeling uncomfortable. Black people have felt uncomfortable for decades, for centuries in this country. And it's okay for a couple of decades for white people to feel uncomfortable. It's okay. It's y'all turn. But when y'all feel uncomfortable, this is a positive thing because we can actually change something. Because now we're having these awkward conversations, these uncomfortable conversations with a black man. That's what I pretty much did before that was even a thing. So I challenged these conversations. I said, "Hey, I need to be upfront because me coddling feelings, we in a crisis, me coddling feelings, that's not gonna help nobody." So I decided to be upfront and direct, and I do want to, and I brought that up to say this. And they don't like the way I say things, but one of the people named Rick commented. He said, "Peter Anderson, and I owe you a thank you. I'm visiting my mildly racist family." This is a white guy. He said, "I'm visiting my mildly racist family, and by using some of your verbiage, I was able to actually convey why they are racist in a way that they understood. And the conversations to follow have filled me with hope." And that's what I live for, man. I live for that, the conversation, I told him, I replied, I said, man, that's what's up. I said, I appreciate you sharing that. That's that's all I want to do, bro. It starts with with the conversations. I wanted to start the conversation, challenge thought processes, and encourage change in any way that I know how. And like I said, I've tried the kumbaya. I've tried it doesn't work. It doesn't make change. It's an illusion of acting like it's like we're changing something. It just makes white people feel good. Kumbayaing and holding hands down the street, that's cool. We can do that. I would love to do that, but we can't just do that and that's it. We got to come with the hard stuff. We got to come with the, hey, up in your face, hey, we need to make some direct changes. Kumbaya just makes white people feel happy and feel good. And it makes them think that, okay, well, we all happy together. There's nothing to really change. No. There is things to change. So I'm that person that I will sing kumbaya. I've posted many kumbaya things over the years. But the only thing that gets white people's attention to really challenge their way of thinking is when I'm up in your face and I say, hey, and I give you something that's so bold and so courageous that says, hey, this deserves your attention. So I just want to thank Rick for saying that, because I have verifiable proof that what I'm doing works. And through the years, you'll see like 20 people comment, and you'll start noticing faces. And then that after that, people say, man, Peter, you know what? I never thought about it that way. I'm going to think about that. And then they become allies. I've seen people turn from they were against what I've been saying, and they become allies. So I've seen it work, but I really appreciate Rick for saying that. And so shouts out to Rick, man. If you listening, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for saying that, because that's all I want. I want you to have guys to have that uncomfortable conversation with your family members, with your friends, and try to educate them so we can all be better. Black people have been working on black people for a long time. According to white people, there was nothing wrong with white people, so they didn't have to work on nothing. Black people constantly, we've been subjugated to ghettos and different communities that white people don't want to live in. And there's not a lot of resources there, so there's a lot of gang activity, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of everything that is a recipe for crime to happen. Like, no matter what, I don't care if everybody was just saints, it's a recipe for crime to happen. And we have, stop the violence campaigns all the time. So people say, what about black on black crime? Black on black crime is not a thing. It's a thing that they deflect to say, oh, well, black people kill each other. No, white people kill each other too. 98 of the white people that died last year were by other white people. People that in the Asian community, 98% of the people that's in Asia were killed by other Asians. It's just proximity. That's it. I'm around black people, so if I commit a crime, it's going to happen. It's going to be committed against other black people. So white people are around white people. If they commit a crime, it's going to happen to other white people. So if you're going to talk about black on black crime, let's talk about white on white crime. See, it's a talking point. It's a deflection. So, and that's what I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to address that because it needs to be addressed. It's a lot of things that we work on in the black community. Like I said, to stop the violence campaigns and forums that we do. What that white people don't know about. Most white people don't know about. There's white people that attend them and know about them. But most white people don't know that we do inner work in our communities ourselves. Now it's time for the white people to do the work. We've been doing the work for decades. It's time for white people to say, hey, we have the key to ending racism. Let's join the fight and end racism. And that's what I want white people to do. I want them to be anti-racist. That means that you're not racist anymore. You saying, I'm not going to uphold the status quo anymore. I'm not going to uphold white supremacy anymore. I'm going to come against it and be anti-racist. And I'm going to help change minds and challenge thoughts alongside black people. Because white people are in the seats of power and they can make effective change. If they don't make effective change, everything will stay the same. The key is in white people's hands. We can help. We can push them up. We can say, hey, help us out. But when it all boils down, white people have the key to end racism. That's what I believe, because you guys are in the seats of power and y'all can influence one another for better change. But this is all I want to do tonight. That's all I have for you guys tonight. I appreciate y'all guys for watching. Monday, next week, we got a few things coming up. Next week is gonna be great. We're gonna talk about ways. It's gonna be 10 ways for you to be anti-racist. And then also I'm gonna be guest starring on somebody else's show. We got some stuff coming up. I don't want to spoil the fun, and the surprise. We got some stuff coming up. I'm also gonna start doing interviews, and once every month. The last week of every month, I'm going to have a special topics week. I think this special topics week of this month in July, I'm going to do relationships. On that Monday, I'm going to do single people and why people are single, why I think people are single, and we can talk about single relationships. And then on that Wednesday, we're going to talk about interracial relationships. On the Wednesday, and then on that Friday we're going to talk about marriage, relationships, and all that, and how things that you can do in your marriage to make it better or whatnot. We're going to talk about relationships. It's something to spice it up. The next month after that, I got some other stuff that I want to do for special topics week. So like I said, I just want to express who I am. And the things that I've been reading and the things that I've been taught as well. And like I said, I'm more than just an activist. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a friend. I work in my local church. I'm a pastor's kid. I'm a lot more than just an activist. There's a lot of things that we can relate to other than this, but this is what I'm passionate about, because I'm a world changer as well. I want to affect the world by affecting some people in my community that in turn will affect the world. Like Tupac said, I might not be the change in the world, but I might spark the mind that will make that change. So you guys, y'all take care. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe, man. We just also send out prayers, man, to the people that that got hit with the tornado, and because the hurricane came through in our local town in Camden County. Just pray for those people, man. Donate to those different charities that's out on the pages, and donate. Help one another, man. Improve one another. And that's what I'm about. I'm about improving one another and keeping everybody safe. But y'all guys take care. All right. So till next time, we shall see. Till next time, okay? We gonna go out on this on the intro song. That's my song here. I made the song in 2013. That's Declare My Love 2013. It's on my page. So go ahead and take care of that.
Peter Anderson, Young Believers.
Y'all take care, man.
Look, I want this love forever. I'ma put it in a letter or make it into a song. When I rap about this love, maybe y'all can sing along. Listening to music on my Samsung, taking hits from all y'all. I still made it and won. Peter
get a life.
Bell, I got one. Reppin' my father's father like a grandson. The reason why I'm here, really just think about it. Jesus is that reason, so that's why I talk about him. If you bout it, then I'm bout it. Go ahead and just
Go
shout
listen
it
to
and
my
declare
album.
it to the
Y'all
world.
go
When you
listen to
coming
my
out the
album.
closet, hold your wallet. If you got it, then go ahead and spot it. Be a blessing to your boy, but only if you got it. Then
Like I
it's
said,
not,
go
you can
donate
hide
to
it
those
and
different
you
places.
keep it quiet. I'm here to bless
to
you.
help out
Don't
the
gotta
people
come out of
with the
pocket.
hurricane
I
that
mean,
came through.
what's happening?
We have
What's
people in St.
real?
Mary's
I'ma
that
declare
got,
my love, no matter
hit
how
with
I
the tornadoes.
feel.
So go pray for them and send some money too.
For you.
I know we all having a tough time, but $1, $2,
No matter what the world does, I'm not seeing them, it's me and you. 'Cause there's no love above us. That's why I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you. Oh.
All right, we out. Y'all have a good Friday night. Have a good weekend. We'll see y'all on Monday. So a lot of y'all, I'll see y'all on Facebook. All right? Be good. Y'all take care. Peace. Take care.